Our next speaker is from Chhattisgarh. The presentation will be done by Dr. Sudhish, who is the AD at Samagra Shiksha, representing Chhattisgarh, while our Special Secretary Education Rajesh Singh Rana is being seated. I invite Dr. Sudhish.
Thank you, sir. Respected dignitaries. My presentation topic is capacity building and training of teachers for FLN in the context of multilingualism and Chhattisgarh experience. These are some of the basic facts about multilingualism. Tribal population is 4 times in Chhattisgarh as far as national average is concerned. We have 32% of tribal population, whereas at national level it is 8%. Total near about 42 tribes reside in Chhattisgarh. We have 7 primitive vulnerable tribal groups, and they are spread in different districts. This is the picture which shows how the language is spread across the state. You can see in the central part there is Chhattisgarhi, and north and south we have different tribal languages. As far as classroom scenario is concerned, we have 4 types of situations. This is emerged from the language mapping exercise done with the help of Language Learning Foundation and UNICEF. Scenario 1 is most children speak in language similar to school language, and teachers also understand the school language. This is the ideal situation. Second scenario is limited understanding of school language while getting admission in class 1, and teachers also understand the student's home language. Third scenario is limited understanding of school language while getting admission in class 1, and teachers don't understand the use of student's home language. And fourth scenario is limited understanding of school language, and there is one common link language, because there are many different language speaking students. So one common language is there, and the last scenario is that there is no common link language. So these are the findings which came through this language survey which was done in our state. So this scenario explains that why multilingual education is required, because we have one state language, that is Hindi, different local languages, that is home languages in different areas, and English, which is compulsory. So these 3 types of languages are there, so we need multilingual education, and these are the main causes of dropouts and non-productive practices as per World Bank reports. This is, we have been talking about all these things, like why multilingual education is required. As far as Chhattisgarh is concerned, first instance of use of mother tongue in classroom was experienced through an interactive radio program assisted by US program in which spoken English was introduced, Hello English program, where the radio used to instruct different activities, and there was a pause given where teachers were supposed to use their mother tongue to instruct the students. So that was the first instance in our state where we started using mother tongue. Then we had a tribal meet in 2006 where we tried to float the idea that we should use mother tongue in our primary schools. But there was a big opposition that time that the tribal Mantrana Parishad came out with the opposition that you people try to teach in English medium school and you are trying to make our students learn in tribal language. So there was a big opposition. Then we started organizing different workshops, tried to formulate MLE policy and why it is required, came out with the dropout data in different tribal areas. Then there was a consensus made and we started implementing this local language program. SCRT developed different local language lessons. 25% of our Hindi textbooks contained local language lessons. Then bilingual textbooks were developed in different languages in state with the help of SCRT. Workbooks, practice material, dictionary, local language material, oral stories collection, and all these things were made with the help of SCRT and district. These are some of the examples of books which were developed by SCRT. These are the workbooks, CD, that is bridge. These are some of the examples where students were supposed to write. Now, as far as implementation of MLE is concerned in state, we started with consensus building. Why there is a need to bring the local language or mother tongue, then code switching, then language mapping exercise was done with the help of LLF and UNICEF. It helped the state to identify and understand different linguistic conditions, and we oriented all the block and cluster level officials about their respective data and the need to use multilingual education in the classroom. This was the first one. Then we sensitized the stakeholders, sharing them one small book based on the multilingual report so that they can understand the issue. Then we involved stakeholders. We invited technical expertise to design the roadmap, how to go ahead with the findings of language survey, local material development, and we also collected the database of teachers who are interested to develop local materials. Even MDM cooks and the senior community members were also invited to join hand in hand to develop local material. Different organizations were also invited for this endeavor. Then as far as capacity building is concerned, we were sure that this couldn't be done at the state level because there are many languages. So we decentralized the program and we just gave the framework and requested the district to start developing and collecting different materials. So, like for example, 180 interactive lessons were made in the audio form, and they were used to imbibe the practice of using local language. Then in Chhattisgarh, we have a good practice of professional learning community. So we requested different language groups to form their WhatsApp group. Near about 19 WhatsApp groups are formed, and the teachers having expertise in those languages, they were supposed to chat in their own language. So that was a good practice which helped the teachers to practice their own language. Self-reading materials were developed, and district officials were provided online training with the help of LLF on multilingual education. And recently we have introduced a course, Tumhari Meri Baatein, with the help of Room to Read, which is developed by Oxford University, and within 1 week, more than 2,000 teachers, interested teachers have registered in this course. This is one of the survey recently done to understand how the teachers, because in the beginning I shared what type of classroom situations are there and how teacher can build their own capacity to use students' language. So some of the teachers learned the language interacting with their surrounding community. Some of the teachers joined professional learning communities, having the language expert teacher as their leaders to learn through social media, WhatsApp group. And some of the teachers developed mentor-mentee relationship to learn. So these are the percentages how the teachers try to learn their students' language so that they can use the language in their classroom. This is the example of WhatsApp group. 19 such different language WhatsApp groups are there. You can see they chat different topics in their own language. Halbi, Gondi, Bhatri, Sargujiya, Kamar, that type of 19 languages are there. And on daily basis, they chat with each other in their respective languages. So in that way, they are practicing their language. This is Charcha Patra. This is monthly newsletter. The idea of issuing Charcha Patra we got from a USAID supported program that in IRSTEP from India, near about 50 participants went to Arizona University to learn best practices in teaching, and there we found that there is one concept of professional learning community. In Chhattisgarh, we came out with this idea, and more than 8,500 PLCs are formed, and they are every month on the first day of every month, we release this 12-pager monthly newsletter in the form to support them to have discourse on academic issues with 10 agenda, and at cluster level they discuss and they try to implement as per their local conditions. We don't prescribe everything. These are suggestive things, and thousands of changes are keeping up. So language related different issues are also discussed in this Charcha Patra, and it is all the issues of last 8 years every month is available in our website. Material development, most of the materials have been started developing in local languages. Some of the materials already developed are translated. Storyweaver platform our teachers are using to design their own stories, and also the already have stories which are available in those platforms. Thousands of stories are translated into our tribal languages, not only by our teachers, but some of the senior students have also translated it online in Storyweaver platform. Big books, small books, story books, picture books, conversation charts, posters, dictionaries, BLIs, workbooks, all these things and podcasts. Recently we have started collecting local stories, and our teachers are developing podcasts also at their own. Storytelling festivals are also organized, and school museum idea is also floated so that the young children can discuss about the known things which is available in their culture. This is the picture of story, and almost all the villages enjoyed this storytelling festival. Research and evaluation, we did the multilingual survey. Some dipstick studies are also conducted. Special Asar survey was conducted in Chhattisgarh with the help of SCRT. 100 days, 100 story program was organized for reading speed improvement. Digital stories developed by different organizations were shared, and their impact was observed. Some of the pilot programs which are going on is NEEV program, then MLE demo project in Bastar and Sukma, and teaching learning material through literacy cloud. These are some of the examples of materials which are provided in the schools. These are some of the different types of capacity building approaches for MLE. And this is the election year, so we feel that this time we don't get much time for long teachers training programs. So we will try to adopt some of these practices in G20 Jan Bhagidari committee. Also, we shared some of the seminar topics, and all the blocks are conducting seminars on different G20 related topics. So seminar is one platform through which we want to develop capacity. Then surveys and sharing their report. We conduct monthly survey and share these things with teachers. Feedback from stakeholders, brainstorming sessions. We have shared different topics to brainstorm at the block level. Then continuous professional development through Charcha Patra. Online courses on MLE. Recently, we did an online course for administrators also, because we found that many a times when they visit school, the administrators stop the teachers using the mother tongue. So we started with giving training to the BOs, DOs, so that they adopt this practice. Exposure visits, self-learning material, short films, FGD, community के साथ working, school, local storytelling, and school museum. These are the things which we are trying to adopt in our teacher training program. These are some of the challenges which we try to have solutions. And mentor-mentee system we are trying to adopt for MLE, and capacity building of stakeholders. Also, we are trying to do rolling out programs based on Bastar experience. Bastar, we are doing the piloting with the help of LLF. Based on that experience, we will scale up in other districts. These are some of the teachers' experience. Due to the shortage of time, I will not start the videos. Otherwise, teachers have supported that we should, how we can develop the capacity, how they have developed the skill of their students' language, they have explained through these videos. Thank you.